Hello everybody, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to my channel. After my last video, I put a poll up on my community tab on my YouTube page and asked whether you'd like to see makeup or DIY, and the vast majority of people said DIY. So I'm going to show you how to make this absolutely lovely hair accessory. See, it's all ribbons, it's all charms, it's all beads, well, I love it to pieces. And I sort of stole the idea, well, borrowed it, from a wonderful elder goth who you may or may not know, whose name is Queenie. On YouTube, she has her own channel called Queenie Black, and if you're on Instagram, you can follow her under her other title of Queenie Pocketful of Posies. Now, she is so cool and so stylish and so gorgeous. She's not nearly as old as me, of course, but she is fabulous. So on her YouTube channel, I watched her make a wonderful hair accessory using ribbons and bows, and it just looked lovely on her, but she has got a lot more hair than me. And so I asked her if I could borrow the idea. She said, yes, go ahead. So I did. And I decided to make this sort of, well, it's for people who haven't got as much hair as her. Maybe you want to just put it on a ponytail like this. You could put it on top. If you have got lots of hair, you could put it on a high ponytail and have it coming down your back. You could put clips on it, so if you've got really short hair you could clip it onto a band. But anyway, it's a lovely thing, and we all love a bit of DIY, especially this time of year, and it's a great thing to make for a present. So if you would like to like this video now, that'll save you a bit of time at the end. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and don't forget you can buy me a Ko-fi using the Ko-fi link in the description, and that would be super helpful, especially this time of year when it's so cold. Okay, without further ado, let's get on with the video. So I've got all the things I'm going to need here. And the first thing that we all need is one of these, which is a stretchy hair ponytail band thing. And I mean, you get them in most cheap shops. I got about, I think it's 100 for £1 in Primark, but obviously you can get them anywhere. And the idea is that this is going to be the base for our wonderful creation. I also have some various laces and ribbons. So this is a sort of stretchy lace. This is a much wider, not stretchy lace. This is a much thinner one. I was going to use this for book edging, but I think I'll use it for this. What else have I got? Oh, I've got ordinary ribbon and a whole roll of this lace, which is really good because you can cut it in half down the middle, down that sort of train track line that you can see there. So you can either have it very wide or make two out of it. I've also got some bits of this, which are the hangy things out of new clothes. When you buy new clothes, sometimes they have annoying hangy things that you don't really need if you're going to fold your clothes. So I collect those. I've got some see-through chiffon ribbon, and I've got a skein I think it is, of beads, and they come like this. When you order from some bead places, they don't come loose or in a pot, they come like this, which is rather lovely. I've also got a feather, and I think this is a crow feather because it's got some tinge of blue in it, which I don't know if that'll pick up, but you never know if you can see it or not. And it's glued onto a piece of ribbon by using paper and glue. So what this is a piece of ancient book page, and I've just done some stamping on it with an art. Actually, no, is it a stamp or is it a... It's not a stamp, it's a stencil actually, this one. It's a nice sort of Gothic-y lettered stencil, which I believe I got from Tim Holtz, but that's really nice. And then you just put glue all over everything and wrap it up, and that's going to hang down as well. So I did try using, now where are they? Here they are. I did try using these, which is like a trim, but they get really, really tangly and difficult to untangle when you're wearing them. So I'm going to keep that for something else. Maybe using in my paper craft, who knows. I've also got thread, needles, beads, tiny little beads, and some charms. And I think I'm gonna show you these in close-up, so stand by. Yes, so these little charms are going to go on the ends of the ribbons. I've got, whoops, wrong hand, there we go. I've got a paper bead that I made. I've got a little cross, and this is super light because it's made of plastic. You don't want things that are too big or too heavy. I've got a nice moon and star charm. I've got two little skulls, a silver one and a black one. A little glass cross. A really light bat. He's very light. I think he's made of plastic too. I've got a tiny key. I've got a little wing. Thank you, Jimi Hendrix, for that wonderful song, Little Wing. If you don't know it, look it up immediately. A bead, that's quite heavy. I'm not sure if I can use that one. A little tiny diamond, whoops, see how small? Diamante. A little star. A little flower, diamante flower, and a little teeny weeny spider charm as well. So the charms are obviously going to hang on the end. I don't know if I use that paper bead, it's a bit big, but I just got out the things that I thought would be small enough and light enough, and obviously a paper bead is pretty light, so that's what I thought, but I think it's a bit big. Okay, so the next thing is to make a start. As you can see, I've already started putting some on, and I found some other types of ribbon. I found this one which has got some beads attached to the edge, and I found this one which is a nice sort of pinstriped silvery one, and they're different lengths. That's quite important on this project, is to have things at different lengths, unless you are like super concerned about having everything the same. I think it looks nicer to have them all different lengths. So the idea is, I will measure them in a minute because I've got a tape here to measure to show you. The idea is, and I'll do it with the plain ribbon first so it's easier to see, and I have cut the ends so that it doesn't fray. It's important when you're working with ribbon to always do this because ribbon wants to fray. And I've got here roughly, let's see, oh, it's quite long. It's 27 inches long, which is, blimey, that's 70 centimetres. Oh, I can only really think in inches. It was 1971, I think, when decimalisation came in. So I was at junior school, and I had obviously lived most of my life with imperial measurements, pounds, shillings and pence, feet and inches. So when decimalisation came in, it was easier because it was tens, obviously, but my brain is still hardwired for imperial. So even though I do a lot of cooking in grams, because my husband is younger, as you may know, and he thinks in grams, I can really only think in pounds and ounces, so, and stones and pounds and miles and feet. I mean, the only kilometres I can think in is running distances, which is hilarious. Anyway, what you do is you get your hairband, you fold your ribbon in half, you put the loop through underneath, let's get it where you can see it there, and then you pull the two ends through the loop and it will tie like that. There we go. Now what Queenie does with hers, excuse my phone, is she sews it here to make sure it doesn't move, but I haven't done that with these because they do generally tend to stay put. So let's get another bit. Let's get this bit, and this is much shorter, so we fold it in half just so you can see, get the two ends fairly equal, get the half point, put it through, fold it over, and then pull the two ends through. So very, very easy, and you just keep on going round and round and round. And once I've done that, I shall come back and show you sewing the charms on. So look at this, how lovely. All the ribbons, there's the feather, and that skein of beads. I've sewn, I've used some cotton to tie each end up so that it sort of loops through, and I mean that's quite big, that's quite a lot. I mean, might want more, you might want less. I think it's really, really nice, and so I'm gonna get the charms ready and show you how to sew those on. So here we are then. I've got a very thin needle and just some black cotton doubled over, tied at the end. I've got one of the little thin ribbons, the one with a bit of silver in it, because I think you might be able to see that a bit better. And I've got the little star moon charm thingy, and it's got it on both sides, which is rather nice. I got a whole bag of these actually. Where are they? I'll show you. Here we are. I got a whole bag of them from the bead store, which is where I get most of my things, and they're very inexpensive but very, very good and delivered very quickly. So if you're in the UK, and even if you're not in the UK, I'm sure she would ship internationally. I don't know for certain, but it's called the Bead Store. I'll put a link in the description anyway, if I remember. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold the very end over, because these ribbons, as I think I said earlier, they do tend to want to fray. So I'm going to fold the end over, see, like so, and get it started like that. So hopefully it will stay unfrayed as much as possible. Get the charm on the bit of cotton, oh, there, so you can see it, and just basically sew it however you want. There we go. I'll tie this end to this end and then chop it off, and that will be ready to go. So I'll just do a few more and then show you at the end. So here it is in all its boofy glory. Bit of everything really. There's the feather down the bottom, and you can probably see some of the little charms hanging there. Yeah, I really like it. I shall be obviously modelling it at the intro and outro of this video, so I really hope you have a go, and it's as easy as an easy thing. So there you have it, how to make a lovely hair accessory, and all the different charms and feathers and ribbons and things. You can pick them up at charity shops. You could even cut up old bits of fabric or old clothes that you might be getting rid of. Anything to get some fabric, turn it into ribbons. You can take necklaces apart, just go wild. Anyway, thanks again for watching. I hope you're all keeping warm if you're in the northern hemisphere, because it's what we call freaking freezing up here at the moment. Down south, obviously, you're a lot warmer, but do look after yourselves, look after all your lovely animals, and don't forget to tell me in the comments who of them is watching with you. Again, thank you so much. I really appreciate everyone who stuck with me through all my trials and tribulations, and the fact that I don't upload every week is just, you know, it's going to have to be one of those things. Stay safe, stay warm or cool, and most of all, everybody, please stay strange. See you next time.